what was it about? And I'll start with Bitcoin because I don't want to use digital assets yet, because I think Bitcoin was really the entry point. What was it about Bitcoin to where you said, I see something, everyone else isn't seeing it, but I see it?
I think there's three things that kept me in it, but we're starting with Bitcoin, and you would relate to this, is that at that time, like prior to me getting in financial services, I was a juvenile probation officer. I was doing a lot of work in the community, and I kept seeing the same issues. And it was that there was lack of resources. There was lack of access to those resources. There was a lack of understanding. There was a digital divide. There was all these things. I didn't know that I would call those things forward, but I was exposed to it. Yeah. And once I saw Bitcoin, I was kind of like, oh, like there's a solution here for these people that live in banking deserts, for people who walk down the street and it's payday lender after payday lender, right? So I was like, there was a narrative of those who were around at that time of banking the unbanked. That was like one of the first crypto narratives. And that was the one I latched onto because like that makes sense to me, because not only did I live it, but I saw it. So that was the first thing. That's what kept me in it. And that's what keeps me in it to this day. Yeah. And that's the reason why I woke up this morning and I read an article that Swift now has launched real-time payment system for consumers where now you can send money to somebody in China in a minute or less. Now, again, still with crypto, it's faster, but traditional financial services are catching up. I can't be convinced that that's not because Bitcoin came to be in 2009. No one can convince me of that. So I saw that gap very early. I think the second thing is I burned the boats. I couldn't go back. Like I was like, I'm doing that and only that. And I've been doing it every day, all day for the last almost 13 years. Right. So I didn't give myself another option. Again, something else that you could relate with. I was also transitioning, coming out of a track career, right, where I was trying to make my Olympic dream happen and wasn't. And this was somewhere I could dump all of that pain, all of that direction, all of that focus, all of that discipline. Yeah. And, you know, that was a big thing for me. And the last thing was I knew that I had to have something that was essentially going to start to create my legacy, where my name was going to be the answer. Yeah. And I didn't know, I couldn't frame it that way at the time, but I was starting to get around more people where their name was the solution. Right. And now my name comes up in the room because people go, man, this crypto stuff, or call Tyrone. Thank you, Erica. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, we know somebody. So that was it. And then I started to realize the more I leaned in, the more my name started to become the answer. And I was like, all right, well, I'm stuck now.
Right. Right. That's good. And it's you don't know how much I appreciate. One, I'm gonna name a couple of things. I thoroughly appreciate those that built companies before ChatGPT and Claude and all these other platforms, because your why is typically tied to something tangible, right? Amen. And unfortunately, the tangible outcome that most of us look for, and there's nothing wrong with it, is to make money. But if serving people isn't the foundation of it, then your heart is going to become hard in those ebbs and flows of expectations not being met, disappointment in regards of people, deals, opportunities, understanding, awareness. And so to hear what kept you in it was the void being seen from the unbanked and underbanked communities, transaction speed, having family overseas, or where I send money to Europe and I got to put that Swift number in that, all this information, and where it's just like, it took, hold on, you didn't get that to when? It came out of my bank account in that moment, but it took how? Right. So all these things that's just like, you know, I say this all the time. I'm like, it's 2026. Why is this still a problem? Yeah. And in the financial institutions, and financial industry, it probably has had the most archaic environment to be able to be innovative and be up to speed. And Bitcoin has really challenged that, and also changed a good bit in regards of, some of the components that you've mentioned. So
yeah. So two things, just to put a ribbon on that. It's the difference between a mercenary founder and a missionary founder. A mercenary founder is just, I want to build the biggest company. A missionary founder is never leaving. Like, I'm never leaving, leaving, ever. Right. Like, I will see it through. And then even after that, I'm not leaving. Just in case it was something else that I needed to get done in crypto, I ain't leaving. So I think that's part of it.